I want to just do another one right now. Just imagine the word happiness over your head. Happiness means a lot of different things. It's more than just a word. It has millions of different meanings and essence. I want you to imagine like a cloud of energy that represents in your mind the word happiness. And now I want you to slowly descend that energy cloud. And the moment it touches your outside of your energy field, it starts to fill you with that energy of happiness. And just let that descend into your being, in your muscles, into your bones, into your DNA, into your cells. Happiness. And now I want to add a simple element of time. This happiness that you've just absorbed, you can always see, I've always had this energy. This energy has always been inside of you. This energy will always stay inside of you. It's not just a momentary absorption of patience, balance, happiness. It's always. I've always had this energy. I've always had these feelings. We talked about timelines. In this new timeline, you're now patient. So you've shifted your timeline just a little bit, but you've shifted it a little bit every day, and the shift becomes more observable, more clear. But now you've shifted your timeline by absorbing the energy of patience, absorbing the essential energy and meaning of the word balance into your life, absorbing the essential energy of the word happiness into your life. Not just in the moment, but it's always been that way. You can now start playing with time. You've always been patient. You're patient now, and you always will be patient. You're absorbing a new attribute, not just for now and for the future, but you can apply it to the past. There is no, as we talked about on Tuesday night, there is no linear time. All of these timelines are happening at once. And you now are, we call it the keyword focus meditation because we're choosing a keyword. We're focusing on that keyword and absorbing the energy of that keyword. But we're also allowing it to be before, during, and after. So you can shift your timeline by making a decision to absorb a new attribute, a new experience, happiness. Experience that happiness now, but also experience it in the past and experience it in the future. It's an energy that has no time. Your existence here is really above time. And what we talked about on Tuesday night, when we talked about higher dimensional perspectives, we looked down, if you recall, and we saw that all timelines exist at the same time. All timelines exist, as Tegan described it, past lives, future lives, they all exist now in the moment. And so we talked about looking down on all those timelines and say, that one looks like a good one. You can jump down onto that timeline like a surfboard and start to ride on that timeline. Just like we just created a brand new timeline of happiness. We just added that to our timeline. We adopted that, and now this is our timeline. You can adopt it by absorbing the essential energy into you, or you can look down and choose a timeline, choose a series of attributes that you want to experience, and simply say, yeah, I'm going to go on to that timeline. And you can absorb all the experiences of that timeline. Timelines, it's a simple idea, but when you add the idea that all timelines exist at the same time and you can choose other timelines. Like you can't choose, like I can't know what maybe I learned in a past life or what I'm going to learn. Like I don't know the specifics of that life, but I can choose a different energy structure for myself. I can choose a different emotional sense. Let me explain it in terms of hypnosis. When you're hypnotized, you're in a deep, deep sleep. You're totally relaxed. Your body is not moving. Your eyes are closed. You're asleep in essence because you're not conscious. You're not aware of what's happening. But as the hypnotist pulls your consciousness away from your body just sits there. But the hypnotist can move your consciousness to other timelines. The hypnotist can say, you are an Egyptian king from 5,000 years ago. And all of a sudden, you stand up straighter, you sit up straighter, more regal. You literally embody that suggestion. You embody this timeline that the hypnotist just created for you. The hypnotist can move you to another timeline and say, you're a dog, bark like a dog. And you'll literally experience that. Your whole body will become that. See, your consciousness is in this body, but it is clearly not tied to this body. Your consciousness can change. Your consciousness can move around. It can acquire new experiences. It can acquire new attributes, new knowledge, new wisdom. Your consciousness is not chained to this limitation. And so, as we think about this, right, you can now absorb any, like if you just imagine yourself above zillions and zillions of possible timelines, and they're all yours because you're, of course, manifestation of source. So we're the little piece of source, which is us, and then we're all of it also. So you're all of those timelines are available to you, whether they're yours personally or somebody else's, but you can go in and absorb character traits from those timelines. You can absorb emotional experiences from those timelines. And I just wanted to share this with you because we sit inside this body and we think that this life, I've got to figure out how to maneuver and change my third dimensional reality from within the third dimension. Well, that's the worst place to change it from. A lot of effort, and you're not really using the higher consciousness, the higher dimensional understanding that you are more than this, and you can choose other timelines. You can also rewrite your past. So let's do this exercise. Think of something within the last week that you remember, have a fresh memory of, that you really were happy, you really enjoyed the experience. In our case, we had family visit just out of the blue. They called us on Sunday night and got there at 1 in the morning and stayed with us. It was a whirlwind visit with family. We had a beautiful time, a great time. Now I can choose that memory and I can choose those positive feelings and I can absorb myself in those positive feelings, in that happiness of that moment, in the joy of what I was experiencing. And I can make that permanent all the way past, all the way into the future. It's now part of me. I've absorbed it. It was part of me, but I may not have been conscious or aware of it. Now I'm consciously choosing it. I want that energy. I want that reality. And you can absorb it either by surfing on the timeline or putting it over your head and letting it drop into your energy field, or simply thinking back from a couple of days ago, remembering that happy moment and reliving it, reabsorbing it. And while you may not be able to change the details of your past, like the actual things that happened, you can change your memory of the past and you can edit your memory. And you can say, I've always been happy because that happy energy has always been inside you. This may not have been able to express, but I can edit out. At the very least, I can blur the past out and not really even remember it and recognize that I'm in this exact present moment, because we're always living our past experiences. We relive them over and over and over and over again. Our past experiences inform our current thinking and our current attitudes and our current behavior. So our past experience is informing our actions right now, which is creating our future. So our past plays a big part in it. So we have the ability, because we understand about timelines and we understand about that time is not actually linear. I know it's difficult to get your head around, but sit with it for a couple of weeks and it'll start to, mean a little bit more to you. But you can edit the past, you can prune out, snip off the parts you don't want to be hold anymore, because everything you hold affects your future. So you can let go of the things, say, I don't even want to know about those anymore. I can at least blur them out so that I can sit in this present moment without all that baggage of my history and simply choose patience, balance, happiness, living magnetism, bliss. I can choose these things, make them part of my existence today, convince myself that these things have always been me, they're me now, and they're always going to be me in the future.